massive upsets, even a fight or two. It's a rivalry game that has defined both of these programs for generations. Welcome to the home of the Clemson Tigers, Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on last year's national champion, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Gamecocks will kick it off to get us underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Clemson Tigers offense will start this game off. Clemson just put a beat down on the Gamecocks the last time these two met.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. And Clemson's talent being far superior, dominated, cocky. They got to have an answer this time, Jesse. They were embarrassed a year ago.
South Carolina just has to start faster. You're not going to beat a team like Clemson with all of their athletes if you're sleepwalking out of the tunnel.
A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up one.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Going to swing it on second down. Catch in the middle. It's Clark. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Forced out of the pocket. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
And on the third play of the drive, third down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the first down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open.
Turning it on. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play. Spotted at the 32.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on a low alert.
Stop is made at the 22. A 10-yard pickup and a first down just outside the red zone. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Bringing the heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Pressure affects quarterbacks, and this guy's one of the best in the nation. I don't care how talented you are, but if you're being hit, you're not going to throw completions.
Back to pass on second down. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick.
All right, I know it's early, but it's just one drive, right? You got to put this behind you. It isn't how you wanted to open up. It isn't how you wanted to start. This offense has got to go to the sidelines, get with the coach, settle down, and figure out the game plan for the rest of the game.
The Gamecocks want to move quickly. Guys, let's chat just for a second about South Carolina. They were really excited. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
Terrible way to start this game if you're on offense. You've given up 2 straight negative plays. You ran the ball on first down for negative yards, and now you take a sack now on second down. That tells me this offensive line has got to wake up. You knew this was physically going to be a challenge, but you've got to get ready to go, and you've got to fire off the ball because going backwards ain't going to get it done.
And the Gamecocks will punt it away on fourth down. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
And you're not going to see many of those. That's a gift for this defense. You don't see this guy miss very often, especially to put 6 on the board. That was a big missed opportunity for this quarterback and this offense.
Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Going the other way, and he's got room. They finally get him down, but a huge return. Not only do they get the ball back, but, man, did they set up some field position. They go to the ground. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. No huddle offense to the line. The game, originally held during the State Fair in Columbia as Big Thursday, was officially named the Palmetto Bowl in 2014. The trophy came a year later, replacing the old Hardee's Bowl trophy.
Very apropos. A silver palm tree for the Palmetto Bowl. That makes sense, David. This is the biggest sporting event.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. It's complete. And he won't be able to get in as the defense gets him down at the 1. The Gamecocks trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. And the D denied him on 2nd and goal. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
And they tacked on the extra point. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. The hand to the running back. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Really nice run there. This guy's so exciting to watch when he's out in the open field. Kind of reminds me of old Clemson greats like C.J. Spiller and Travis Etienne. When they got into the 2nd level, you just held your breath because you thought there was a chance they could break it off for a touchdown. This guy has that same dynamic playmaking ability.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And the Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Safe completion on the screen. At midfield, he's got room. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
The Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Finds his tight end. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better 3rd down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to 3rd down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards that were there.
Here comes Clemson with another 1st down. Quarterback on the keeper. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
And that's what I love about the QB run game in this offense is it just keeps these defenses off balance. We're going to see a lot of running backs doing their work between the tackles in this game as well. But you see how mixing in the quarterback run, too, it just keeps this defense so confused.
The Tigers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Back to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Clark. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played 1 period. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Clemson. Extra point here will tie the game. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. And the Gamecocks will hustle to the line. This rivalry dates back to 1896. It's been a little bizarre with the chicken curse, and it's a bit unusual, too, because the state school, South Carolina, isn't the perennial football power.
No, but it's kind of got its ebbs and flows a little bit back and forth. Some great coaches on both sides, but the in-state hate is beautiful.
You know, looking deep down the right side. And he made the grab with enough of the... And it looks as if they buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play.
Wide receivers want to score. They want to make big plays down the field, especially early in the game. Give them some touches, get that confidence going, get the juices flowing. I know it wasn't successful, but I'm going to take some more of those down the field.
So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. The feel of this whole drive changed on that last big play. They've got it 1st and 10 outside the 30. Hauls it in. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Just a little off. Incomplete.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on 3rd down. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. This ground trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. No good. And here in the 2nd quarter, we remain all knotted up.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
And he'll have enough for the 1st down at the 42.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the 1st down.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Breaks into the open. They stop him at the 42, but they're on a roll with a pickup of 15 and a 1st down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. It's complete on the right side. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the 1st down. Offense gets set for 2nd down. From the gun, the ground game. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's 1st down.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top. Let's see what Clemson comes up with on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Tigers. Follow the blocker. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And he's going to bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do.
Intercepted for the 11th time this season. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. They'll leave it with the lone back. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. And they take it in for 6 more points.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense...
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
But for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
Find space on the right. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. The Gamecocks will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Catches it cleanly at the 20. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Well, he's making it look easy out there snagging that pass. Sammy Watkins, Mike Williams, T. Higgins. Great Clemson receivers in recent years. These guys just got open. They found a way with their speed and their route running ability. It's a lot of what this guy does here, too. He makes it easy on his quarterback.
He's up to 81 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season. And the Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Caught close to the marker. It's Clark. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. Motion from the wide receiver. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
These touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut or I can throw it and they just spread me out and make me defend so many things, and you can tell they got on the edge quickly, got the big 1st down.
He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. This offense has put on a display in the first half, and they have a chance to tack another one on before the break. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
Wants to adjust the pattern. They'll keep it on the ground looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers!
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Going right to work up top. Finds the tight end. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. And the Gamecocks headed quickly to the line. They're looking to throw on 2nd and short. Gets the toe down, but didn't go forward at all. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Plucks it out of the air. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Wants to throw again. Rushes on him. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it 1st down at the 39. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
The defense is able to finally stop this guy, but he has been on fire. We're only in the 2nd quarter, and he has been absolutely lighting it up in this one. Nice job that time, defense, but you know this guy's going to get a lot more carries.
He was able to squirt free and pick up a few and avoid a negative play there. Offense lining up quickly. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. On target over the middle. Makes the grab and knock down, and he's got it at the 25-yard line. The give to the back. Got the 1st down and more. Give him 105 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. He's got it on the right. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Clemson will come to the line with a 1st and goal. He wants to throw it. Might be looking to run. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Clemson!
This is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They scored again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the 2nd half?
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. The last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the 1st half. Leaves it with the back. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Shotgun snap on third down. He lobs one high down the left side. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the first half, they're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one. Downfield completions are going to be tough to come by.
Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, the Palm Tree Trophy on the line, and already Clemson and South Carolina have given us some stirring moments. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. With that, let's send it back to the guys to see how the battle between South Carolina and Clemson plays out.
Looking to throw on first down. He hurls one deep down the left side. Hits him inside the 20, still going. You want to talk about shifting the field in an instant. He's got it all the way down to the 10-yard line. The Gamecocks are threatening in the red zone. From the shotgun, the inside give. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Trying play action. And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And it's intercepted in the end zone. No, he's out of bounds. Oh, so close to stopping the drive with a turnover in the end zone. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Never a doubt.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They were able to do whatever they wanted the last time they had it. They put together some runs, they completed some passes, and they put a touchdown on the board. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up one.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on third and short.
They're dealing with a second and long. Looking to fire. Got it behind the line. It's Bickley. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
And here's the third interception of the night. Got some room to run. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. So they'll decline the penalty. Pleased with the results of that last play. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Thanks to grab. Knowing that your man can make the catch against his defender, that wasn't a big play, but it can set you up down the line to be able to take advantage.
Yes, get it to him as fast as I can. When I see him open, he runs the little hitch, get it to him so he can make a little bit of yards after the catch, and eventually that little gain, he's going to bust one of those with his athletic ability.
Now it's a first down from the 43-yard line. To the air on first down. On the run, fires downfield. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. An explosive play for this offense. They are really clicking along, first and goal on just the fourth play of the drive. They'll try to get it in with the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, and this has been tough sledding. All right, this offense has really struggled to move the football, and this game's all but over. But here's the thing, man. Thank God you don't play this defense every week. And let's continue to work here and find something we do good and build maybe a little bit of momentum so next week we play a little bit better football.
Finds his big tight end. It's third and goal and third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. They'll play it safe and try for 3. It's good. Easy call for the refs. It's our forced to settle for the field goal.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
To the air on second down. Fires to the right. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Quickly out to the tight end.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. It's Gets him in stride inside the 10. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. First and goal from the 7. Use the play fake, now to throw. Big guy smells it. Touchdown, South Carolina. The offense cashing it in on that drive.
And this QB's starting to do some work, man. The big explosive play in the passing game. You get inside the 10, you're thinking run. Everybody thinking run. You back it up with another pass, another great throw, and quickly this offense gets right to the end zone.
They'll get the 2-point conversion, and now the lead is 14.
Clemson, 35. South Carolina, 21.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This lead that they've been working with has dwindled to 2 possessions, and now they'll try to find a little breathing room on this drive. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to get drawn.
Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. The Tigers with the 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
Off the play fake. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. We've reached the break. Clemson has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. They go back to work with the 1st down in the final period of this one. Use the play fake, now to throw. Lost one deep down the right side. Catch inside the 25. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. They'll go to the ground. Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss.
Well, this running back has struggled to find anywhere to go, and I think one reason why is this linebacker and his speed. He did a great job there identifying where the ball was going to go. He didn't let anybody block him. Made his way to the running back and got him on the ground. Nice job.
And the Gamecocks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He's got him. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. Big kick here. Can claw them ever so closer to that lead, and the crowd trying to rattle this guy.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead, Paul.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. Ready to fire from the pistol. He'll try it again. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get it done.
That's such a gut punch if you're the defense, because you're trailing in this game. You have got to find a way to get off the field on 3rd down, but you can't stop the quarterback scramble. He's just been making plays in this game in critical moments, none bigger than that one right there with the lead late in the game.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
The delay of game pushes the offense back.
Nice play, man. We're not here.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
And that penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
And that penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
And that penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
And that penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
And that penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. And apparently oblivious to the concept of the play clock, it's another delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Another delay of game penalty. This is just sloppy.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right?
Delay of game. Offense.
So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes.
Delay of game. Offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. Line getting set on second down. Back to pass. Throws to the tight end. Makes the grab. It's Tyree. And they're able to get him down.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. Punt is in the air. That ball will bounce out of bounds at the 35. Could have been worse, I guess, but not much. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
To the ground to try to pick up the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Gamecocks want to crank the tempo. Looking to throw on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute. Build this lead a little bit bigger. Put this thing away in the 4th quarter.
Well, the offense has the lead, and we call this 4-minute offense. This is a situation that teams around the country practice, having the lead late in the game and needing to ice it by running the football and throwing high-percentage passes.
Caught near the sticks. It's Stoneburner. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Pass completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. They'll run it to keep the clock moving.
Well, this offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Clark. There he goes. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Clemson set up with another first down. They'll run it. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. Working on the right. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Just when they thought they had the big play, the penalty wipes it out. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Back in. Try to clear the picture.
Delay of game. Offense.
The delay of game pushes the offense back. And the Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Maybe a double pass. Pressure coming. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Well, the running game got nothing on 1st and 2nd down. Let's see if they try the air on 3rd and long. Release to the back. Got it in the middle. It's Bickley. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down.
And I think if I'm a QB, I like the decision. I get it to my running back who's really good after the catch and really good with the ball in his hands, but the defense did the job. They got him on the ground. They gave up some yards, but they forced the 4th down.
Clemson will send the punt team out. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Looking downfield on 1st down. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down. That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. Working that left side now. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
And so far today, man, both offenses have been so good. Like putting up points, being productive. Now in a big moment, man, the defense has a chance to step up. Nice job batting the football down. A couple more opportunities to make some plays and maybe win this football game.
3rd and long, defense knows the pass is coming, so they're going to have guys with their eyes on the QB, but they're going to try to get to him with pressure, pinning their ears back. If you're on offense, you might be thinking blitz here. You better get rid of this one quick.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Got him downfield. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. Looking to throw on 1st down. Under fire. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. He lost one down the sideline. And he throws another interception. His 3rd one of the night. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
When you're down late in the game, you got to make plays. It's really tough not to force the football. You can tell quarterback forces the football. Defense comes up with a huge interception.
South Carolina did a lot of throwing before the game, but as it turns out, the chicken curse is alive and well as Clemson wins the Palmetto Showdown. Thanks so much.